Grand Luneville, distinguished guest. 10 years ago, I stood here with the former mayor and Gerard Bazin, and I had the honor of unveiling this very monument. It was a great occasion. I had the pleasure of knowing personally Sergeant Sadowski. I first met him in September 1942 following my officer candidate graduation from the Armor School at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Sergeant Sadowski and I served in the same Le Char de Combat platoon in New York. We also were injured at the same time by the same tree as our M3 medium tanks went by the tree, and it knocked the cupola around, breaking our ribs, slashing us on the head, and taking us to the hospital. You want to go ahead? Sergeant Sadowski was a superb gentleman, superb soldier, and becoming our heavyweight boxing champion of the 4th Armored Division. He was undefeated. Actually, I would behave myself in the presence of my sergeant.
Il me l'approchait à l'époque en présence de son sergent, toujours au moins deux.
Later, having served with him earlier, I was assigned from his battalion, or his company, to be battalion communication officer under the late Colonel Bailey, that we honored yesterday. We reorganized ourselves in October 1943. He stayed in the A Company, and I went to B Company that time. On September the 14th, Sergeant Sadowski was on a special mission to go to Einville to seize the bridge. But when he entered this village, it had Africa Corps veterans with the famous M88 gun, and they engaged him and knocked his tank out that day. Of course, he received the Medal of Honor for that, which we are all very grateful. Following the war, Sergeant Sadowski was returned to his hometown in New Jersey, and they named a park in his honor, and I've had the pleasure of being at that park. And there's also a large gymnasium at Fort Knox, Kentucky, in his honor. At the same time, as Sergeant Sadowski was entering this village and engaging the 88 guns, my company was at the next village down, at Bosemont, with a mission also to seize a bridge across the canal.
Au moment même où le sergent Sadowski perdait la vie ici, le général Leach, you were a captain?
Not yet.
Not yet.
2 weeks later.
Il n'était pas encore capitaine, mais il commandait quand même un peloton de chars, et il devait prendre le pont de Bosemont, le pont sur le canal de Bosemont.
When we, in my company B, moved toward the bridge at Bosemont, suddenly the bridge exploded. Mind you, there was a whole company of engineers in German uniforms there on my side of the canal. They took off their steel helmets of the Germans, brought out of their uniform a square hat. They were all Polish conscripted engineers from Poland. Were they smart engineers or dumb Poles?
La surprise.
To engage me in conversation, and I was furious with them for blowing my bridge. So I took them prisoner of war and delivered them to the military police. Oui.
En fait, ils avaient envie de parlementer avec lui et de changer de côté. Mais il dit, du fait que j'étais dans une rage folle, que ce pont est sauté, puisque je ne peux plus passer, j'ai considéré qu'il fallait que je les prenne comme prisonniers de guerre et je les ai envoyés avec les autres.
I'm now honored to read the citation for Sergeant Sadowski. 37th Tank Battalion, Company A, place of death here, Valhay, 14 September. General Order number 32, 23 April 1945. The citation for his award of the Medal of Honor is as such: for conspicuous gallantry at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty at Valhay, France, on the afternoon of 14 September 1944, Sergeant Sadowski, as a tank commander, was advancing with the leading elements of Combat Command A, 4th Armored Division, through an intensely severe barrage of enemy fire from the streets of buildings in this village. As Sergeant Sadowski's tank of Company A advanced through the hail of fire, it was struck quickly by an M88 anti-tank weapon, anti-aircraft weapon. Fired at a range of 20 yards. They got off the first decisive round. The tank was disabled and burst into flame. The suddenness of the enemy attack caused a bit of a confusion and some hesitation among the crews of the rest of the company. Sergeant Sadowski immediately ordered his crew to dismount and take cover in the buildings around here. After they dismounted, he discovered that one member of his crew was still in the tank and it was on fire. He ran back to the tank, and although subjected to heavy fire, small arms, and other fires, Sergeant Sadowski unhesitatingly returned to the tank and endeavored to pry open the hatch to save his soldier, which was his bow gunner and assistant driver. While engaged in this attempt, he was cut down by machine gun fire. But his example so inspired the remaining part of A Company that they secured the village, destroying and capturing the German forces herein. The heroism and selfless devotion to duty displayed by Sergeant Sadowski, which resulted in his death, inspired the remaining of the force to press forward to victory in the village and reflects the highest tradition of our United States Army.